This week's About Your Retirement, how to care for elderly family members, even if they live hundreds of miles away. Jim McWhirter is here with me now. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
So we're talking about elderly parents if they live in another state. What do you do if an emergency comes up or they need your care in some way?
Well, and you know, Jennifer, I don't think it really matters whether they're in another state or live across town. There needs to be some kind of plan of action for our loved ones in case they do need some assistance or an emergency occurs. The first thing I think that's going to have to happen, because we do worry about them, is we're going to have to sit down with our loved ones and just have an open and honest discussion about a plan of action and who's going to be available to do what in case they need assistance in one certain area, or if there's an emergency, where do they go? Who's going to be involved in that? And so it's going to require involving kind of a network of people between you and your parents, their preacher maybe, their neighbors, church members, the doctors, all of these people combined to try to develop a plan of action. The most difficult part of that is to make sure your plan includes people that are going to respond the way you would if you were there in case of, you know, an unlikely emergency.
So putting some responsibility on other people, not just you, to care for your parents.
Absolutely.
Would this be a good time to have a talk with them about maybe it's time to move to an assisted living center or something like that, a retirement community?
Well, and, you know, I think the number one concern there becomes independence. And we've talked many times about some of the best retirement communities that, of course, they offer a lot of amenities like meals and transportation and housekeeping. But most importantly, these retirement communities, independent living is available, partial or total. And the wonderful thing about that is there is a specialized community staff person that is trained to do things like weekly wellness checks, just to check up on your loved ones, or even 24 hours a day. There's somebody there. If you just wake up in the middle of the night and worried about mom because you didn't talk to her that day, they can go and check and make sure everything's all right.
Okay.
So they both, your parents and you, have the security of knowing that they're not alone.
All right, take some of the responsibility off of you.
Absolutely.
All right, Jim, thank you. And of course,